Happy terrific Tuesday, folks. What's up? This is Michael in the wee hours, in the dead of night on the graveyard shift, where everybody's sleeping and it's nice and quiet, just the way I like it. I get more work done that way. With your daily trivia question to get your day started. And I hope your week is going well so far. So the answer to the previous trivia question, easy for me to say, was Dr. Samuel Mudd. Now, we all know this story. Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, of course, by John Wilkes Booth at Ford Theater in early 1865. I think it was April, if my research serves me correctly. Dr. Samuel Mudd would end up setting Booth's broken leg when the man showed up at the physician's farmhouse near Bryantown, Maryland, on the morning after Lincoln's assassination. While Booth was on the lam, he was running from the law. Samuel Mudd maintained his claim that he did not realize that Booth had killed Lincoln until the next day. Now, what Dr. Mudd knew or did not know about Booth has always been in dispute. You got yourself controversy right here. Dr. Mudd was sentenced to prison, Fort Jefferson, as a conspirator, and would be pardoned in 1869. So he would be pardoned a few years down the road. However, the Mudd family insists that the doctor was simply fulfilling his Hippocratic oath by treating Booth. There were reports that Booth was wearing a fake beard and used a fictitious name. Union Army officials, however, claimed that Mudd was in fact a Confederate sympathizer who had met Booth on at least 2 occasions prior. So they claimed that these two knew each other. Now, over the years, many have asserted that tracking down, convicting, and hanging the conspirators was done in haste, which you may have heard of before. It was a witch hunt of sorts. Mudd's grandson, Richard, began taking his grandfather's case to presidents, members of Congress, the media, anyone who would listen to him. He wanted exoneration for his grandfather, Dr. Samuel Mudd. He fought this all of his life, so close to 70 years. So 127 years after a military commission found him guilty of conspiracy in the assassination of President Lincoln. On July 25th of 1992, which was the focus of the trivia question, the Army ruled that Dr. Samuel Mudd's conviction would stand. They ruled against his grandson's case. The Assistant Army Secretary at the time, who was William Clark, stated that it is not the role of the Army Board to attempt to settle historical disputes. He also stated that my denial of that recommendation should not be taken as a determination of either guilt or innocence of Dr. Mudd. It was kind of weird and open-ended and vague the way he phrased it and what he decided and asserted. Finally, Clark also ignored an Army Board's recommendation. I thought this was interesting, that the conviction should be set aside because the military's commission that found Mudd guilty had no jurisdiction over civilians. They rejected and ignored that recommendation. It came from an Army Board as well, so they struck out on all points, basically. It was a great disappointment for the Mudd family, who at the time stated that they would appeal it to the Secretary of Defense, and if we get no satisfaction there, we'll appeal it to the President and the Supreme Court thereafter, if that's what it takes. So it was a fight that they were willing to keep fighting, definitely. A couple of geek factoids. In 2001, the case ended up again in the U.S. District Court. This time the family argued that his grandfather should not have been tried by a military court because he was a citizen of Maryland, a state that did not secede from the Union, and thus he was entitled to a civil trial. Now the the district court rejected that argument as well. So he tried the family was trying all aspects to get his grandfather, Dr. Samuel Mudd, exonerated. They were tackling it from all ends, but they struck out nonetheless. In 2003, yet again, the Supreme Court simply refused to hear the case, which they can do. So that is interesting, and I just can't help but wonder if he will ever get exonerated And I wonder if the fact that he got pardoned, he received a full pardon. I wonder if that has something to do with it as well. But whoever is hearing these appeals is standing strong and maintaining their stance that guilty conviction stands. All right, folks, let's keep the week rolling with a brand new trivia question for July 26. Check this out. This is a cool trivia question. On this day in 1775, this so-called system was established by the Second Continental Congress, who would choose a disgruntled Benjamin Franklin as its first leader. Think about it, folks. Have a terrific Tuesday. Go take on this day. See you next time, folks. Thanks for all you do. Peace out.